Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on, Illuminators? You juggernaut, you're powerful and unstoppable. Boston C here. Just musing a little news. Markets are more below the sun. Just got back from the future above the sun. Why don't we take a little look and see what's been happening? A lot going on below the sun, huh? So, see what we got here. A couple of articles I put aside. Hey, is your bank important enough to save? Don't count on it. The elites are bailing out their own banks, not yours. The systemic banking and financial crisis I've been warning about for years has arrived. The printing of $37 trillion out of thin air over the pandemic widened the wealth inequality gap. And they follow that up with the most drastic and rapid interest rate hiking cycle in Fed history. We know what to do. Just do it. Just get your weight up, stacking that silver and gold. Get your little crypto, a little Bitcoin, maybe some Ethereum. Not financial advice. That's just what Boston C's doing. New York supermarket collects biometric data on shoppers. A grocery store located in Manhattan's Upper West Side uses facial and voice recognition technology to combat a surge in shoplifting. Reported Patch NYC, whatever that is. This business collects. This was a sign outside the supermarket. This business collects, retains, converts, stores, or shares customers' biometric identifier information, which is information that can be used to identify or help identify you. Examples of biometric identifier information are eye scans and voice prints. A sign reads on the front door of the Fairway store on Broadway and West 74th Street. I mean, for the love of life, I'm just here to pick up some bananas. No, I'm good. I see the bananas right over there. What else? COVID-19 vaccines can cause permanent disabilities, says German health minister. Germany's Minister of Health, Karl Lauterbach, who once claimed that COVID-19 vaccination is free of side effects, admitted last week that he was wrong, saying adverse reactions occur at a rate of 1 in 10,000 doses and can cause severe disabilities. On August 14, 2021, Lauterbach said on Twitter that the vaccines had no side effects, further questioning why some Germans refused to get vaccinated against COVID-19 during an interview on CDF's Hute Journal on March 12th. Lauterbach was asked by anchor Christian Sievers about the claim he made in the summer of 2021, confronting the health minister with his previous tweet that stated the shots are virtually free of side effects. Lauterbach responded that the tweet was misguided and an exaggeration he made at the time, noting that it did not represent his true position. So with the sum of all of our thoughts and choices, so the technology of choices can be used for good and perhaps not so good, but the consequences flow either way. So there you go. Dutch farmers stormed to victory in regional elections. All right, the farmers, way to go. Set to become the largest party in the Senate. The success of the Farmer Citizen Movement, BBB, will further undermine the Dutch government's plan to impose radical agricultural reforms campaigners say will destroy rural communities. Lawmaker Caroline van der Plas, leader of the populist BBB Farmer Citizen Movement, reacts after casting her vote for the provincial elections in Ockenbroek, Eastern Netherlands, Wednesday, March 15, 2023. Voters dealt a hammer blow to the Dutch establishment in Wednesday's regional elections, propelling the Farmer Citizen Movement, BBB, to become the largest party in the Senate in its first election. That's some good news. So there's good news below the sun, tribe. There's good news below the sun. Let me stop, or let me do a share. Let's do a little crypto, but it's always good to get some good news. What do we got here? All right. It's a crypto chart. Let's start here. What are we doing here? We got gold. What are we doing in the U.S. here? We're up 380 points. So the casino's doing well today. I would think you're out of the casino, but taking advantage of stacking, thinking long term, not short term. But if you like the action, then get in the casino and just accept the responsibility, right? Don't trade anything more than you can afford to lose, right? So what's gold doing? We're almost there at 2,000 an ounce. Silver 22.64. We're going in the right direction. Crypto had a nice run this past week. We're just under 1.2 trillion market cap. Bitcoin up almost 15% in the last 7 days. Ethereum 4.44. So the dominant Bitcoin's really dominating, which is nice to see. Look at the chart real quick. This is the weekly. And you can see we broke through the 200 week moving average right here. And you know where we're headed. Yeah, it is the mountain over there. So this is it's never too late. Good time to buy. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So let me stop the share. And one last thing I thought I would do is quickly read something from Pied Piper on the ATS team. He's got a company, Segula Studios. Outstanding. Go check it out. segulastudios.com. And great music, artwork. And there's articles he writes, Zakar Chronicles, and one of the things he contributed to the ATS newsletter, which, by the way, go to abovethesun.io, abovethesun.io, follow us, subscribe if you like. You get in on the Friday live calls, but at the very least, get the newsletter so you can get a sense of what we're doing. But go to abovethesun.io, learn about P48, QRST, quantum relational synergistic trading. What is that? Well, start digging in and you'll find out. So let me just read this. The garden bed of ideas. Special thank you to Jeff, our Pied Piper. We've been running his personal blog posts here in the ATS newsletter recently. Intimate conversations with the voices in his world become voices into ours. He has also produced most of the artwork you see in our newsletters. And you can visit him at Segula, which is Seguullah, Segula Studios, all one word.com, Segula Studios, all one word, and see all the wonderful creations come alive in his garden. Blessings and shalom, Jeff. We are grateful, which we are. He's an amazing dude from the ATS team. So he starts off with a scripture. Guard your heart diligently, from it flows the springs of life, right? So the heart brain, right? But you can use your head brain to kind of interpret, but we live out of the heart brain, right? That's first place. Solomon wrote that God had set eternity in our hearts, Ecclesiastes 3:11, like the garden set in the east of Eden, which was a portal connecting the realms of heaven to earth. So the heart after the fall became the new garden. And now is the doorway through which man can once again go in and out between eternity and the temporal because of Christ's restoration of the way back in. Nice. In Genesis 2:8 and 9, it also says that God placed trees and plants in the garden for man and woman to cultivate and to transplant into the earth. The garden was like a nursery from which to source the first commandment, to have dominion over the earth, to be fruitful and multiply. Their significant misstep closed up the nursery business for a great while, until God sent another gardener, his son, the second Adam, who opened the nursery again. But instead of geolocation, the mysterious business plan, Ephesians 1:9-10, was to reopen up shop in the human heart. Think of it like a new owner taking one failed brick and mortar store and spinning up a new can't-miss e-commerce giant. I love that. From one place of access into millions, billions, unlimited access points. So good, bro. So now, although the gates to eternity may be shut up in the hearts of many, it is still the intended place for man to source life from and to fulfill his first estate responsibilities. Good word. It is also in this garden where the doors of eternity reside that Abba Father decided that the garden beds of ideas would be placed. For as he thinketh In his heart, so is he. Meaning from the heart, the spark of thought or ideas are born. That's Proverbs 23:7. Thoughts are actual energy waves or frequencies or electrical currents in the brain. This is good. What is interesting is that science is starting to prove out that there is more energy being radiated from the heart than from the mind. Like a lot more. What if we've been thinking from the wrong organ all along? Hello. Ideas that springs from the man's heart, the creative sparks of life, are what we get sent up to the mind to be developed into concrete thoughts. It is from those thoughts of the mind that we form the physical manifestation of those thoughts into the earth. In other words, we create the world we live in from our thoughts. Ding, 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 ding. Signpost, signpost. But our world doesn't originate in our thoughts or mind. It is first birthed from the ideas of our hearts. From heart's ideas to mind's thoughts to our body's manifestation of it and things we speak and do. It flows like a river from the garden. What does that remind you of? With this understanding, I have begun to realize just how important it is to guard my heart. If the world I live in is created by the thing born out of my heart, then it's imperative that I begin to look at what's growing in my heart garden. What's watering it? What's fertilizing it? You can see where I'm going, can't you? When Christ reopened the access to eternity in our garden hearts, he allowed the eternal rivers of the realms of heaven to water the beds of ideas once again. Those ideas watered by eternity are then born upon those waters into our mind to be formed as thoughts, and to our body to be manifested as sound and movement in the world around us. From spirit to soul to body to the world. Piper, that's really good. That's awesome. So, tribe, been a long one today. Hope you enjoyed it. Gonna let you go. Love you soon. Stay in the way, stay in the path. And until next time, up and away.